Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I want to discuss a trade idea for the next week or so. I put this trade on in the last hour or so. It's simply a short on the SPX. As we can see right now, SPX, we've had a little bit of a pump earlier in the day. Now we're kind of pulling back. We've had a few days of green here. None of that matters. What does matter though is what I'm trying to show you guys here, which is the CBOE 1 month implied correlation, which pretty much looks at the expected volatility of the options of the stocks within the S&P 500 compared to the expected implied volatility of the index itself. And when there's very little correlation between the two indices, we see this on the chart, and it's at a very low figure right now, which is why I put on the short trade. And let me show you how normally playing this signal plays out. I have the 8 marked out. So normally speaking, whenever the correlation gets under 8, that's when I start paying attention to it. We've been trading under 8 the last couple of days. Actually, every single day this week has been under 8. Mind you, as that's happened, the market has gone up. If we look at we can't look at the candles for the SPX comparison up here, but it's gone up for the most part, right? And we still see the correlation trend lower even today. Last time we went under 8 here, it pretty much marked the all-time high for the SPX, right? If we pull back a little bit, you could see right here, we got under 8. These are daily closes, by the way. Mark the top. Here we got under 8, mark the top. Here you could see we had a few days under 8. It also marked the top, mark the top here as well. So it does do a really good job in kind of showing us the turn. It's not perfect though. So here, for example, right, there was a little bit of a pullback, a push up. Sure, we did pull back a little bit more before we ended up traveling way higher. Here's an example of when the market gets super euphoric, right? If you tried shorting all of this here, right, from like 50, what was it? Pretty much a correlation. This is interesting though, because it's almost like a divergence here where the correlation was dumping like crazy while price was kind of sideways. And in this case, had you taken this trade from 5,400, I mean, you would have had to take about 200 points of pain before the market's turned over, right? So it's not a foolproof indicator to use. And as you can see, once we pull back even more so, like it's actually hard to even find a value under 8 for a while. This is another example, by the way, in 2017, correlation kind of dipped under 8, bounced back, but the market just completely roared higher. And this is the case of many mean reversion strategies where they work when the market sits within like its box. But when there's a massive move higher, that's when things can start to break off. Now, that being said, a 5 correlation is pretty low. And on top of that, if we look at something such as the Nasdaq, you can see on the right-hand side here, it's been struggling for the past couple days. Okay, today it's struggling. It's down 60 basis points, while the ES is up 30 basis points. Okay, so we're also seeing the overall market struggling right now. Okay, it's one thing if Nasdaq was leading the markets, that's what you would expect from the higher beta index. That's not the case. It's actually lagging right now. Okay, so that increases the chances of this working out for us. So I put on a short trade, and here's my short trade. These are actually the micro ES I put on, but I have 13 of them on. The position is currently slightly positive, $800 as you could see. Where are we at the average price? Average price of 75.74. 75.74. You know, 75.74, which pretty much puts us right about 75.74, right about here somewhere. Okay, so that's pretty much where our short is on the trade right now. And now, what's the target? Okay, let's talk about the target here real quick. We're going to look at Volland for this. It's a great way to look at dealer positioning within the whole option market. It's the most accurate way of getting data. It's expensive, but it's worth it. I think I have a way to get you guys a small discount, by the way, which I probably the pinned comment if you're interested in giving this a go. But what's my target for the short, right? So if we look here, a couple things stick out to me. Okay, this is this week's expiration pretty much ends today. I don't care too much about this chart here. This is next week's Vanna chart. Vanna pretty much shows how the hedging requirements for dealers will change when there's changes in volatility. Okay, so if you think about things like, well, if the markets obviously drop, implied volatility shoots up. Clearly, dealers have to hedge differently when implied volatility goes up or down, depending on what options they currently are holding. Normally, they're obviously on the opposite side of what customers are holding. Now, with all that being said, if we look at the Vanna chart here, the big thing that sticks out is the support that begins to build at the 7,400 SPX level, okay? See all this right here? This is pretty much from customers buying puts, okay? You have regular people, institutions, whoever they might be, they're buying puts. Dealers obviously short those puts. But those puts that were bought, they obviously are being hedged by dealers. And they can also provide support for the market as implied volatility comes down. So looking at the Vanna chart for the next week, next 2 weeks, 7,400 is a pretty good target. Pretty good target to even go longer, to be honest with you. Okay, if we do get a pullback to that level, how far of a pullback is it? Let's take a look here. So we're trading at 75.17, pretty much close to my break-even level here. A pullback to 7,400 is a pullback of boom, 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 about 1.6%. Not a massive pullback, but still a pullback. That's pretty much the target for this trade. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, throw me a like. I would appreciate it, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time.